I believe we are live. Grace and peace, family. I'm just checking to make sure we're on. Grace and peace. Yes, it looks like we're live. Thank you all so much for your patience. I'm your sister with the curly braids, Vicki Dillard, and you are tuned into my personal channel here. Yes, at VickiDillard.tv. Of course, you can also connect with me at Vicki Dillard TV right here on YouTube as well, or the direct link at VickiDillard.tv. Family, everybody, I am so excited about today's most important broadcast. Yes. Of course, those of you that know me and have known me over the years from multiple different platforms and networks that I have been on, baby, my message has been seeded all over the place. You all know I have a ritual, right? As you come in, I like for you to come in giving us a big thumbs up, thumbs up. Be sure to like and be sure to share. Yes, on the count of three. On the count of three. Everybody that hasn't, please hit that thumbs up button and share, share, share. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Share, 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 share. Thank you so very much, family. Now, we have got to get started with our beautiful guest today. You all see who it is. Beloved, it looks like I'm seeing some folks come on in. Timothy, Larry, Diane, Jamila, Anonymous. Did I say Larry? Maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did. Gwen, the thing is moving now. I'm sorry, y'all. The Empress Speaks, BNE.TV. Hey, y'all. Anitria. And some names I can't pronounce right now. But anyway, family, thank you all so much for joining us today. We have got to do a follow-up on an ongoing story and situation that has been taking place in Chicago, Illinois. Yes, and it certainly involves the two gentlemen that you see on the screen today. Of course, some of you all already know our great brother, Abdul Muhammad. Yes, everybody, let's give him a big thumbs up and a hand clap. Give me some black hand claps in the chat, baby, or whatever your color is. I know all kind of people watch me, baby. It's all good. And also we have with us Brother Troy. Brother Troy, I always mess up your last name. Would you please pronounce it for me?
LaRaviere.
LaRaviere. Don't it just sound amazing? Brother LaRaviere. Did I say it right? Brother LaRaviere. All right. That's at Mississippi. I live in the Wild Wild West now, but that Mississippi won't go anywhere with that accent. Thank you so much for joining us today, family. If you are unaware of the ongoing situation related to our dear brother Abdul Muhammad, and that also affects some of the Black educators in Chicago, I'm going to ask our guests to, number one, introduce themselves to us briefly. And then I want them to give us just a 1-2 minute quick breakdown for those that are just tuning in, that may just be seeing you for the first time ever. But I'm going to say this now too, family. If you are unfamiliar with the situation, or you don't feel like that you're fully briefed on the past several broadcasts that we've done over the past couple, 3 years, 2.5, how many years has it been? 2.5? Oh,
it's been about 2.5 years, Sister Vicki.
About 2.5 years. Yes, sir. Ma'am. Then you want to watch my previous interviews with them anyway. Now, y'all know we chopped them up. We put them on other platforms. And I'm telling you, I've been hearing from folks. They like, Vicki, I have never even heard of this before. This is so extraordinary. So I don't want you all to miss it. So I want you to go back and right here on my channel, watch the full lives, not just the chop up videos that we got all over social media. Those are great. And the responses are always real good when we do the brief clips. But I want you all to be fully briefed on what's been happening. And Brother Troy, he's joined us before too, and gave us the breakdown. So we're so honored. So Brother Abdul Muhammad, please introduce yourself, and then Brother Troy.
Thank you, Sister Vicki. Thank you for all of your listeners tuning in from your various social media platforms. My name, first, Ashe, Assalamu Alaikum to everybody in the chat. We see you. My name is Brother Abdul Muhammad. I have been a lifelong educator for the last 31 years, really, in the city of Chicago. And probably 95% of my 31-year work has been in the Black community. So in 2022, I was voted to be the principal of Lynn Bloom High School, which is one of the top Black high schools in Chicago. And when I was voted to be the principal of Lynn Bloom High School, some of the white teachers who predominate in the school, the staff is 95% white. They had an issue with that, as well as people in Chicago public schools. Management had an issue with that. So they did everything within their power to destroy my reputation and destroy my career and have me removed from the school. And that's what started this fight that Brother Troy has been a part of, you know, as the president of the Principals Union from the very beginning. And what we want to do is give your listeners an update on this fight. And and I left this out, but I'm gonna slide it in real quick. So your viewers who are unfamiliar with me understand that the work that I've done for the last 31 years has been a transformative work in every single school that I have been blessed to walk into. In the so-called worst schools in the city of Chicago, I have been blessed by Allah God to do a transformative work for Black families and Black children. And this is really the root of the attack.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well said. Well said. Thank you so much for the intro. Brother Troy, please take it. Tell us who in the world you are.
Greetings, beautiful people. My name is Troy LaRaviere. I am the former president of the Chicago Principals and Administrators Association. It's the Principals Union in Chicago. I was president when Brother Abdul was removed, and I took on his case, and we fought side by side, and are still fighting side by side. We've had some small victories, but the big victory is yet to come. What I want to, before we get into how he had no due process, before we get into how it was a flawed investigation, before we get into how it was upside down justice, before we even get into how departments and CPS came together to orchestrate his removal, the thing we have to remember is that this is about young people. And so the thing we have to remember is that Abdul Muhammad was one of the best, most effective principals in Chicago for our young people. And that great, effective Black man who served as a beacon of hope for them was snatched away from them. What matters most here is that we understand is just how good he was. Everywhere Abdul Muhammad went, graduation rates went up. Everywhere Abdul Muhammad went, attendance rates went up. Students actually wanted to come to school, right? Everywhere he went, things that are good for schools went up, and those things that are bad went down. Fights went down. Absences went down. So we have to understand the man that we're talking about, that CPS looked at all of this great stuff happening, and it said, we got to take him away from Black children.
Come on now.
And so that's what I want to emphasize before we start. That this one of the most exceptional principals in the city of Chicago that they targeted.
Yes, sir. Such a powerful intro. Such a powerful intro. So I feel so honored that both of you are here and that we have the direct connect to get the inside story. And the reason I say that is for all of the reasons first and foremost of what you both just expressed. But this is so extraordinary because it deals with our children, our baby, our futures, but it's also involving local government.
Right.
Some would even say the Democratic Party indirectly in some ways. Some would say real estate stuff. Some would say banking stuff. Some would say other interests and other shadow forces. This, to me, is what makes your situation so extraordinarily powerful, and that it involves you on the front line making this fight, but it also directly deals and indirectly deals with some other Black educators too. Is that right?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, Sister Vicki. So yeah, there's other interests involved in what's going on, as you know, Brother Troy and I have talked about on your show, but on other shows as well.
Yes.
With the removal of myself as well as other Black principals. The biggest loss in the entire fight is the loss of Black children and Black families having effective Black leadership in these schools. We know that the church doesn't have the same level of influence that it once had.
Yes, sir.
In the Black community. We also know that many of our children come from homes that are, in some cases, broken homes and single parent homes. And so the family, that aspect has been somewhat diminished. The church influence in our children's lives has been somewhat diminished. And so the last place that our children can go to get some level of the knowledge of who they are, the knowledge of self, and proper perspective would be the school system. In schools where they have effective Black leaders. And what happened in Chicago is that those Black leaders were targeted and removed from those schools. So that's what happened. But again, there are always other interests. As long as our communities are in shambles, then people can take advantage of the Black community. And people can come in, they can get the economic benefit out of the Black community. They can come in, they can do all the construction jobs. You ride past a construction site in your own community, and there's no Black people working in a Black community on a construction site. These are the things, or you have a situation like at Lindblom where you have 95% white teachers in the heart of the Black community, and nobody is saying anything because we don't even know that this is something that we should be fighting for. But how would we know? The Bible says it like this: how can they know except they have a teacher?
Come on.
And how can they have a teacher except one be sent? So the enemy has always looked for the teacher to come that would teach the people what they need to be doing, the knowledge of self, so on and so forth. And in every generation, that has always happened. You go back to Nat Turner and bring it all the way up to today. That has always been the focus of the enemy, is not to allow any teacher to come to give our people the knowledge that will lift them up from where they are to where they need to be.
Yes. And I want to emphasize that what was actually done to ensure those teachers who did come did not stay long. So the year that Abdul Muhammad was removed, which was, I believe, 2023.
Yes, sir.
8 other principals were investigated and removed. All 8 were Black.
Ooh, say that again, Brother Troy.
In the year that Abdul Muhammad was removed, 8 other principals were investigated and removed. All 8 were Black, and 7 of them were Black men. Black men only make up 8%.
Come on now.
Of the principals in Chicago. Let me say that again. Black men only make up 8% of the principals in Chicago, but they made up 70% of the principals who were investigated and removed. And Black folks in general, when you add the sisters who were removed, made up 100% of the principals who were investigated and removed in the year 2023. It was as if they decided this is going to be the year we get as many of them out as we can, because at that time we were fighting for union rights and they knew we were going to get due process, which makes it hard to just remove someone. So it was as if, and this is just me speculating about why that year.
Yes, sir.
That was the year that we had a bill that was about to pass in the House and Senate and the Illinois State Legislature, giving principals collective bargaining rights. And with those collective bargaining rights, we could then negotiate due process rights. So you have to actually prove what you say against the principal. They didn't have to prove anything then. Abdul Muhammad and those other principals were removed with no due process. That means no charges were told to them. There was no discovery where you got to look at the evidence against you. You didn't get to respond to the evidence. You didn't even get to appeal to a higher authority. The investigator was the decision maker, the judge and the jury and the executioner. That's the way it was in Chicago. And it is my belief that they saw the time coming when it was going to be hard for them to do that. And so 2023 was their year to go after the principles that they wanted to go after. And every single one of them was Black. And again, only 8% of principals in Chicago are Black men. 44% of the principals are Black in general when you add the sisters.
This is so deep. And my very intelligent audience is already, of course, connecting the dots very, very quickly. And this is very important. I want you to listen real good, family. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up button and share. I know that whenever you are coming, we always make sure that we take care of that and that we're going to get the message out in the BGR, as I call it, which represents the Black grassroots. This is very important because we serve as the underbelly for the things going viral a lot of times. So
Absolutely.
we never ever take it for granted what appears to be not certain platforms that we're not necessarily on, but the seeding of our message is what infiltrates and also causes movements. And family, I want you to understand the power of that. Just like we served as the force, the major force behind the shift in the Democratic White House now, how the Democrats lost that had everything to do with the environment that we set over the past several years, to where the Democrats lost the White House. The same time they lost what? The Senate, the majority in the Senate, and near the same time they lost also the House of Representatives. Now, it wasn't because that we're just anti-Democrat to be anti-Democrat. We're saying that those parties that we give power to change our conditions, when you show yourself to be no different than the other party, and we see that you're actually giving tangibles to other groups using our votes and turning around in our face and telling us what you're not going to do for us, we understand the power of our voice and our impact. Larry, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. Now, I need you all to understand that's the mindset that I want you to have as you're listening to our brothers, is that we have the ability to listen, to absorb information, and to take action to assist in changing the condition of our peoples. Yes? So again, everybody be sure to hit that thumbs up button, share, share, share. Now, Brother Abdul, please, let's start here. Tell us first and foremost what you want us to know now as it relates to the updates.
No, that's
and
a
then
great
of course, brother Troy, I want you to jump in at any point to fill in any blanks, because you all are listening to them. Our brother Abdul Muhammad is the one that's directly involved in the direct fight with these folks. But our brother Troy was the former president. Again, tell us again, brother. You're the former president of the principals of the educators. Tell us again.
Chicago Principals and Administrators Association.
Now, this brother is the one. Y'all remember that video we put? Brother Troy, tell us, Brother Troy. They may not know, some of my people, the video that went viral of you sometime back, where you was up there, you was spitting so many facts. It was just fire and gas, just bombs and stuff just coming out your mouth at a meeting. Tell us real quick before Brother Troy gives us the update real quick.
Tell you real quick about
Sister Vicki or Brother Troy.
Brother Troy, Brother Troy, when he was giving he was testifying
at the board meeting, Brother Troy.
At the board meeting,
yes, you did at the board meeting.
Yeah, I was just basically letting them know that, giving them evidence. Right here, I can say, there was a flawed investigation, but I was breaking down documented evidence to show how flawed the investigation was. The fact that the former Inspector General said that the investigation didn't appear to be thorough and lacked interviews with corroborating witnesses, that she failed to interview 30 defense witnesses. One of the new things that we have, actually, one of the new updates is that
hold on, Troy. Before you get into that, let me just say this real quick, because I want to get an updates, like if we can do them all at one time.
Okay.
So real quick, family, if you all would, we definitely need your support, because there's always an action that we have to take when we have these conversations. And I need y'all to understand, because we're about to get into what your actions have already accomplished.
Wow.
We need you all to go on to the website, justiceforabdulmuhammad.com. If somebody could put that in the chat.
Yes.
The website is justiceforabdulmuhammad.com. This is the website that has the video that Sister Vicki is talking about of Brother Troy at the board meeting spitting straight facts before the entire board. And that's the video that went viral that really helped everything to explode. So, but at the bottom of the website, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's a section on the website called Take Action. We want you all to go to that section, because we want you to send a letter right now to the Board of Education. I'm gonna try to share my screen, Sister Vicki. I was playing around in the background.
Okay.
Before you came in.
One more time.
Justiceforabdulmuhammad.com.
Yes, sir. I should know that by heart.
You should be able to see it. Let
me see.
I don't know if you can or not, but the website is justiceforabdulmuhammad.com. If somebody could tell us in the chat if you can see it, yes or no. But the website is justiceforabdulmuhammad.com. Scroll all the way down to the bottom of the website. There's a section called Take Action, and it says click here to send email. And if you click where it says Chicago Board of Education, Your email is going to pop up. You don't have to write a letter. You don't have to type a letter. You don't even have to worry about punctuation. All you have to do is click the link and the email populates and you click send, and you can send this letter right now directly to the Board of Education. So we want you to go on the website, justiceforabdulmuhammad.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom. If you can see it, okay, y'all say y'all can see it. It's on the screen.
They can see it. Okay, awesome.
Okay, it says take action. And if you do that, where it says click here to send email, send that email right now to the Board of Education regarding this fight that we've been in for over 2.5 years. You can send that email to the Board of Education right now. So, Sister Vicki, you asked about some of the updates.
Yes, sir.
And I want to say, and I'm going to share another screen in just a second, that because of your support and the support of your listeners, thousands of letters have been sent to the Board of Education already, but we don't want to stop. We want y'all to continue. Don't say, well, 1,000 been sent. We want to stop because we want to put pressure on them to deal with the corruption that we have exposed. But I need your listeners to understand that you supporting this fight has not been in vain, because as Troy said earlier, we have had small victories. The overwhelming victory has not happened yet, but it's on the way. I'm going to share another screen because one of those this is not a small victory. Y'all give me a second.
Okay.
This is not the victory, but it's not a small victory either.
Come on.
If y'all be patient with me, I'm going to share another.
Oh yeah, we definitely are. Yes, take your time. And while he's doing that, family, everybody again, hit that thumbs up button and share. Also, family, my moderators are going to be putting important links for my upcoming schools, my 60-day schools just for men. Where we're going to be talking about spiritual principles for providing and protecting for your household. Letitia, your gift is blessed 1,000-fold. And also for my ladies, it's a 90-day course called Isis Goddess Mystery Temple. We're going to talk about that a little bit later, so I want you all to be on the lookout for that. Later, we're going to pin those links. I want Brother Abdul to keep going. Okay, so
if you all can see that, I just shared a website or a link or article, news article.
Is it with the lady on the front cover?
It's with the lady on the front. Her name is Kelly Tarrant. This was the head investigator who investigated me, as well as the other Black principals that Troy just talked about. This lady was the head investigator. When we started this fight, we made 3 points when we started this fight. We said that Black school leaders were being targeted. That's a fact.
Can we y'all see that?
We said school. Y'all let me know in the chat if you can see it. CPS investigator claims in lawsuit she was fired. That's it right there.
That's it. Okay.
Now, we said that Black school leaders were targeted and removed. That's a fact. We said there was no due process in these removals. That's a fact. And we said that the CPS law department, we call them the lie department. The CPS lie department was launching biased, one-sided investigations with a predetermined outcome. Now, here we are 2 years later, Sister Vicki, and Kelly Tarrant, the head investigator who investigated me, and allowed over 83 lies to be a part of her investigation. She is now removed from Chicago Public Schools. And listen to what she said. She's suing Chicago Public Schools, and she said that she was the victim of a one-sided investigation and she did not receive due process. Somebody in the chat earlier talked about karma. This is karma right here. So, and I'll let Troy go into more detail, but this is because of the support of your followers and the people that have supported this fight, putting pressure on the Chicago Board of Education. I just wanted to put that out there because that is a victory. That's why we need y'all to go on that website, justiceforabdulmuhammad.com. Go down to the bottom. Don't think you shouldn't do it.
That's right.
If you got 20 emails, send it from every email.
That's right.
Go down to the bottom and send that email to the Board of Education, because we have to put pressure on them because we are exposing their corruption. And I'm gonna let Troy go into more detail if he would like to about this particular situation with Kelly Tarrant.
And just before you do, Brother Troy, let me hit this gavel. Everybody hit the gavel on that. Somebody said, yes, we can. Somebody say, come up in this mug. Somebody put some scales in the chat. Now, I got to emphasize this because I want my people to be pumped to know we just getting started.
Right.
I want other folks that's watching us, that's listening to us, to feel encouraged to get ready to take action. Also, talk black to me, somebody. Now, let me see if I can find Brother Troy. Now, see, look, brother, y'all got me on here live trying to figure this stuff out. Brother Troy, take it away. Can you all see Brother Troy? Let me see. Now, let me see.
Can you hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. I'm trying to get you here. So there we go.
All right, beautiful. In the Kelly Tarrant, so that article about Kelly Tarrant came out as a result of a reporter finding a lawsuit that Tarrant filed against Chicago public schools. One of the things that lawsuit uncovers is something that Abdul Muhammad and I have been saying since the beginning, that his investigation was orchestrated. His removal, was orchestrated.
Come on.
You have to remember that 3 different departments came together to try to stop. First of all, the Office of Network Supports tried to get the local school council not to name Mr. Muhammad as principal. Then the Office of Local School Council Relations did the same thing and tried to put pressure on the local school council not to name Mr. Muhammad as principal. So now we have 2 offices in the same institution, CPS, both of them trying real hard to put pressure on the local school council not to name him because it's the local school council's decision.
Okay. Got it.
In Chicago, we have a local school council system, and what the local school council typically says goes. So you have 2 officers so far. Once they fail, and then he becomes principal, then the law department comes in to build this fabricated case against Mr. Muhammad, this one-sided case where they only interview the white teachers at Lindblom who want him gone.
Listen.
They don't interview any corroborating witnesses. They don't look at any of the 30 witnesses Muhammad provided. Not a single one got interviewed to build this case. So now we have the Office of Network Supports. Then we got the Office of Local School Council Relations. And then the law department. That's 3 different departments all coming together. And what we said was, look, who in the system is over all 3 of those departments?
Okay.
And there's only one person in the system that has authority over all 3 of those departments, and that was a CEO, Pedro Martinez. In that video that you talked about, I said very clearly, and I name him and make the accusation that he was the one that orchestrated. He's the only one who could have orchestrated 3 different departments coming after one man. So lo and behold, Kelly Tarrant files this lawsuit once they remove her.
Right.
And in the lawsuit, it says that she was personally tasked by Pedro Martinez to investigate Abdul Muhammad.
Wait a minute. Now, real quick. When you did the testimony in the hearing, now forgive me, I don't remember exactly. Did they drag you, force you out?
Well, they forced me out once. They stopped the meeting the second time, and then the third time, which is the video you're talking about, I actually got to speak.
Now, this is what I want you all to understand. I want you to keep going, brother, but I need my people to understand just how dangerous you are, Brother Troy. Because when you got somebody like our brother that's in the position that he's in, y'all see how he spit these facts and stuff. Y'all know about the merits and facts and stuff. Y'all know that's important. That you're dangerous like that. Brother Abdul got the nerve to be out here on the front line, being the manifestation of what he ought to be to bless our babies. And then you got the nerve to have Brother Troy, just what is the football terms for this? Running back? What is it, y'all? Help me with some. Who has your back on the football team when you're trying to run a play? Somebody help me.
The offensive line has quarterbacks back.
Come on now, because I just want to connect some dots here. Keep going, brother. I want y'all to pay attention to what he's saying here, how dangerous he is to where he had to be forcefully removed. Are y'all listening?
Can I jump in real quick?
Please, sir.
So the first time Brother Troy went to the Board of Education was May 24th, 2023. And on May 24th, 2023, when he stood up to defend me, Miguel de Valle, who was the board president at that time, had security physically grab Troy, the union president, and throw him out of the meeting. That was May 24th, 2023. Troy comes back in June of 2023. It might have been June 24th, 2023. And this time, rather than they almost threw him out. All of this stuff is public. All of these videos are online. So they were about to throw him out the second time for defending me and the other black principals. But rather than throw him out the second time, they just went into recess and just shut the meeting down.
Yeah.
In between the June and July board meeting, the mayor fired the entire board that Troy was bringing this up to. So all of them were gone. A whole new board is seated, and Troy comes on July 26th, pardon me, 2023, and the speech that you saw,
yes,
he made that speech before the new board. So but listen, they allowed him to speak,
yes, sir,
but they didn't do anything about what he said.
Got it.
So they didn't throw him out. They didn't shut the meeting down. They allowed him to speak. They placated us.
Okay.
But they didn't do any actions.
Got it.
And I just want to show y'all real quick because I got Kelly Tarrant's lawsuit right here.
Y'all see?
And it's right at the bottom of page 3 what Brother Troy is talking about with Pedro Martinez.
Yes, sir.
Remind them of the OIG report that they know about before they threw me out.
So the the OIG report didn't come out until July of 2023. So when you were thrown out, they hadn't had it yet. But when you came in July of 2023, they had it then. And Troy went back in September. Again, I didn't say that. September 26, 2023. We all went back to the board again and they listened. And Pedro Martinez was there. And they listened and they didn't do anything. And I want to say this, Sister Vicki, because I think it's a very important point to make as many times as we can make it.
Yes, sir.
As Brother Troy talked about, and I talked about this when we were together in July, about the various departments that came together to remove me, as well as the other black principals, the Office of Network Support, the Law Department, the Office of LSC Relations, the CEO's office. You had all of these departments that came together. But the critical thinking that we have to do is ask the question, do these departments come together so black children can read and write? We never have perfect alignment of all departments in Chicago public schools when it comes to the education of black children, but we can get perfect alignment from the CTU, from the CEO, from the Chicago Public Schools Lie Department, from the Office of Network Support, from the Office of LSC Relations, from the Office of Communications. We can get perfect alignment when it's time to remove a black leader that is effective, but we can get no alignment when it's time to educate black children. They lose $20 million a year in stolen laptops. And there is no perfect alignment to recover the $20 million a year in stolen laptops, but there's perfect alignment with all of the departments to remove black leaders that are effective for black children. This is why, brothers and sisters and viewers, we want you all to go on justiceforabdulmuhammad.com, scroll down to the bottom and let your voice be heard. Don't think that your voice doesn't matter because it's already making the changes that we demanded in the letter that those changes be made. So we want you all to make sure you send that letter from the website, justiceforabdulmuhammad.com.
I can't see it here, but it's pinned in the actual comment. So even when it's not on the screen here, even though we're going to be going back and forth with the screen. Thank you. Okay, here we go. Wait a minute, that's not it. Here we go. Even though you don't see it on it's on the banner now. But just know, as he's talking, family, no matter when you're coming in, we've got it pinned in the comments. So even if you don't see it here, it's pinned. Family, go there. Have your husband go there, your wife go there, your auntie, your mama, your mother-in-law, your co-workers, family. Send it from your Hotmail, your Gmail, your Yahoo. Everybody
send it. If you got AOL, send it from there.
You need to go back to AOL.
You're using dial-up. We don't care. Send it from your dial-up connection if that's what you're using.
That's right.
And brothers and sisters, you don't have to write a letter. All you have to do is click the send. That's all you have to do. You don't have to write anything. It's already written. And you just click send. And we're going to send that letter to the Board of Education.
Very important, family. So there's literally nothing you need to do but click on that link. He's done all the work for you. Just scroll down and click and send. Are y'all listening? You'll see the links. Yes? All right, family. Thank you so much. Brother Troy, please take it from there with the points that you were making because you're breaking down with the receipts. Keep going, brother.
Yeah, I want to make a point actually on how your listeners have helped us with a small victory that actually shows the bigger problem. In Kelly Tarrant's lawsuit, she mentions that she wanted to fire 4 more principals. She doesn't mention their names, but she wanted to get 4 more fired. But then the law department squashed it and said they have removed from a policy of removing principals to a policy of remediating principals. So we're not going to remove them anymore. We'll just fix whatever the problem is and let them keep their jobs. So and that was because of all the noise. She says right in the lawsuit that it was because of all of the noise that was being made in this campaign that Brother Abdul and I had to come on. And part of that campaign is coming on this show. Right? Because it was because of that campaign that they moved from a policy of removing principles to a policy of remediating principles. Now that's a victory, right? At the same time, you see the bigger problem because the law department shouldn't have a policy of removing or remediating. They should have a policy of finding the truth.
Come on now.
They weren't about finding the truth. They were about building a case against the principal to remove them, and then they went to building a case against the principal to remediate them. You shouldn't be trying to build a case against anyone. You should be trying to figure out what the truth is.
Come on.
So that you have a proper outcome. And they're not focused on the truth. They get an accusation, and in their mind, they need a notch in their belt. Let me get another. Like one of those unethical prosecutors who try and put someone in jail who's actually not guilty, but when they pad their numbers,
come on,
their reputation gets better. And then they want to run for office because they be tough on crime. They done convicted 10 innocent people, but they got their numbers up. And it's like that's the mindset in the law department. So they from removal to remediation, but it's still about consequences and not about truth.
Got it. Now that's deep. Now, family, this is very important. He said that in the lawsuit, we got to remember the lady now that we're talking about as one of the quote unquote small victories. Can I do this, y'all? Let me see. Can Vicki do this? Okay.
That's
can y'all
right
see
there,
it?
Sister
Is
Vicki. That's it.
All right.
Yeah, that's it.
It's the receipts, baby. This is one of the victories that's been taking place, family, since we continue to highlight it. We're going to talk about it here, but we want you to retweet it, reshare it,
Absolutely.
and most importantly, the link that's pinned, even if you can't see it on the banner, even though we're going to go back and forth with the banner, remember it's already pinned. Everything is done. All you need to do is go to the website, click the website, scroll down, and just hit send on the letter. All the work has been done on the website for you. We just need you to send, yes? And have all your family, friends, and loved ones do the same. Your fraternities and your sororities, your church people, your mosque, your synagogue, your root working group. Come on, somebody.
It takes less than 30 seconds to send that letter. Less than 30 seconds.
Y'all hear that? Less than 30 seconds. We got to say it like that in a time where people are moving so fast. But at the same time, family, don't be talking about we at war and who going to do something when you didn't even click the button. Come on now. Talk black to me.
Right.
This article. This is what he's telling us is one of the victories that has happened since the last time he was on our broadcast. Yes, listen. CPS investigator claims in lawsuit she was fired for digging into politically and racially charged cases. This is huge. Why? This is the woman who was investigating Brother Abdul. She is letting you know that she was directed. Is that right? Brother Abdul, Brother Troy, jump in here.
That's
she
right.
was directed to intentionally target him, to investigate him. Did I get that right, Brother Troy? You were going somewhere with it. You was taking it there.
Yeah, the point I was making that she was directed by the CEO himself to target Mr. Muhammad. And so it validates what we were saying even before we had the proof. We just put 2 and 2 together. You got 3 departments all going after Mr. Muhammad. How in the world could this be? Well, the only person who has authority over all 3 of these departments is Pedro Martinez, the CEO. So we put 2 and 2 together to come to that conclusion. But now this lawsuit actually shows we were right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And this is very important. Now, what's the next thing you want us to know, dear brother?
So I think that it's a couple of more victories, Sister Vicki, but one of the other victories in this fight there was, and I'm gonna try to share it, but something happened with the link. But there was another corrupt investigator in Chicago public schools by the name of Cammie Pratt. Cammie Pratt, she was named in my investigative report. So she was a part of my investigation. But it came out in 2024 that Cammie Pratt led a off the books fake investigation, which is the same thing they did to me, against the principal and assistant principal at Lincoln Park High School.
Wow.
So they were removed in 2020. So this is how long this has been covered up. So they were removed in 2020. They went to court and they lost in court. They tried to sue CPS. They lost in court. In late 2024, maybe September, October, it hits the front page of the Sun-Times and the Tribune that this lady by the name of Cammie Pratt,
y'all.
You can go. I can't share it because something happened with the link. But
okay, yes,
Cammie Pratt, who was also named in my investigation, actually led an off the books investigation against the assistant principal and principal at Lincoln Park. Now, let me say this, Sister Vicki.
Wow.
If your viewers ask, well, what did the principal and assistant principal do at Lincoln Park?
Right.
The reason she started the investigation, I'm not exaggerating. Troy is here. He's my witness. The reason she started the investigation is because her daughter went to the school and the basketball coach would not allow her daughter to play because she didn't have the skills. This is no exaggeration. She didn't have the skills, and the coach sent the daughter a text saying, if you want to stay after school, I'll work with you. And the mother tried to twist it and say that the coach sent an inappropriate text. So now all of this was covered up, Sister Vicki. Now in 2024, it starts to leak out, right? The coach received a settlement. I want to say it was 1.5 million. The assistant coach received a settlement. I forgot what it was. It might have been 1.2 million, but they can Google that.
Yes, sir.
And then they recently made a settlement with the principal and the assistant principal of Lincoln Park High School in the amount of $700,000. But again, that is nothing compared to their career being ruined and their name being drugged through the mud. It's absolutely nothing. But I'm only bringing that up to share with your viewers that when we started this fight and exposing the corruption and asking all of these questions about these fake investigations that CPS has done and is doing, then all of this started to come out. So now let me say this and I'm done. I'm gonna let Troy jump in. Now, Cammie Pratt, believe it or not, is suing CPS.
Now,
and guess what she's saying, Sister Vicki? She's saying the same thing we've been saying for the last 3 years. That now she's saying that her investigation was one-sided, that her investigation had a predetermined outcome, and that she didn't receive due process. So we see that these people who were doing this, putting out what they were putting out, are now receiving what they were putting out. So as the commenter made earlier about the karma is coming, but we have to keep pressure on the corrupt system. This is not the big victory.
Yes.
These are small victories on the way to the big victory, but everybody is echoing what we've been saying for the last 2.5 years. Everybody is saying that investigations are one-sided. Everybody is saying that the investigations have a predetermined outcome. Everybody is saying, Kelly Tarrant and Cammie Pratt are saying they only interview people that already agree with their outcome. They're saying that now. And they're saying that they did not receive due process in their investigation. So the tables have turned.
Come on
and
now.
Here we are, that those who have been the abusers and the victimizers for all of these years are now agreeing with what we've been saying.
Family, this is so important. We're putting the link once again. Remember, the link is already pinned at the top of the when you can't see it here on the, but I'm getting ready to pin it again, right? Here it is. JusticeForAbdulMuhammad.com. JusticeForAbdulMuhammad.com only takes you 30 seconds. Go there Everything is done. All you need to do is scroll down and click the button to send. You're going to have you send it, your whole family send it. You're going to text your mama. You're going to call them. You're going to go on the lunch break and tell your coworkers to do the same. Everybody's doing that today. Yes, when you're watching this later, you're going to do it. You're going to be up at 2 o'clock in the morning doing it. You're going to do that at 2 p.m. Somebody. Yes, are y'all listening? Everybody be sure to hit that thumbs up button, share. Jamila said done. I know that's
one second, Sister Vicki. I got a new link. I'm gonna put it up on the screen.
Okay, awesome. So let me know when it's up. But while he's doing that, I want you to tell us a little bit more, because I want everybody to be feeling themselves right now. You know why? Because when we start to see movement because of us, and as he mentioned before, the lady, the investigator, she even mentions because of the pressure, family.
Absolutely.
The pressure from the people. The pressure from the streets, family, is what is causing some of this stuff to be. This is not the time to retreat, to sit back and yawn and to rest on our laurels. Is that right, family? This is the time for us to do what? Mash the gas. Somebody put some gas in the chat.
That's right.
Somebody put gas in the chat. Can y'all see this? Let me see.
If y'all could let me know, can y'all see that CPS firing 2 administrators was influenced by an inappropriate off-the-books investigation?
Okay, let me see if this I think it's on me. Before presenting the screen, remove other. Oh, it's telling me that I need to remove something else. Let me see.
Okay.
I'm gonna remove this one, even though I want to keep this one laid up, because every now and then I just like to just click on her just to be clicking. Let me see. Everybody hit that thumbs up button, man, from studio.
Let me see. Hold on.
I think I can take it. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. I'm gonna say kick from studio. Oh no.
So what I'm gonna do, Sister Vicki, I'm gonna take a screenshot and put it down in the bottom part that you're accessing.
Okay, yes, sir.
And then we should be able to do it like that.
I think that'll help.
Yeah. So give me 1 second.
Okay, no problem. Everybody hit that thumbs up button and share. Brother Troy, while he's doing that, what would you like to say?
It's in there.
Oh, it's in there. Okay, let me see. Is this?
Yeah, they got it on the screen. It's on the screen.
Oh, you see it?
Yeah, it's on the screen now. So the viewer should be able to see it. Well, it was up there. If your person could put it back up there.
Let me see.
You have somebody.
Yes, I'm the somebody messing around.
Oh, you the somebody. Okay.
Let me see.
We just had it up there.
Let me see.
It's another one.
I'm not sure why that one isn't coming up. Let me see. Do y'all see it?
We see still the Kelly Tarrant, but
it's not.
While y'all doing that, getting that situated, I can
jump in, please do.
We got to look at the fact that Kelly Tarrant is suing, and what that means.
That's it, All right,
go ahead.
No, go ahead, Brother Troy. Go ahead.
We got to look at the fact that she's suing and look at what that means about what she thinks about the quality of her investigative report. Yes. You look at her investigative report, and it is obviously one-sided. She interviews, again, all of the white teachers who wanted them out. She doesn't interview any of the 30 witnesses that he provides. She doesn't look at any other documentation that goes against the narrative that she's trying to build against Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
So the report is a one-sided narrative. Now, is that what an investigative agency in a public institution is supposed to be producing against one of their employees? Obviously, it shouldn't be. But our thought has to be, what is the culture of the law department? Is the culture of the law department to produce these one-sided reports against their own employees? Or is the culture of the law department about building truth? So if you look at the fact that she's suing, right?
Yes, sir.
It says that I did what I was supposed to do. I did what you told me to do, and now you firing me?
Wow.
I hear what I'm saying, that we're supposed to produce, she didn't say it quite like this, but it's like we're supposed to produce one-sided reports and build cases against people. We about removing. I did my job. Why y'all firing me?
That's deep.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I'm going to say this about you, Brother Joy. Years and years ago, when I was doing just some very, very explosive activism without me understanding all of what was involved and things related to the business as a purchasing property and stuff like that, and not understanding the ins and outs of a lot of different things, and relying on a whole bunch of quote unquote experts, only to find out a lot of wrongdoing, and that it wasn't just the immediate person that I directed my anger towards when the stuff started to come down, but realizing just how vast the tentacles were, and there were many major powerful folks involved in that, and understanding now why so many of them came for me when I start to highlight and to expose them. It was very dangerous. Now, what makes you dangerous is when you understand stuff like Brother Troy. This is important to understand how powerful you are, because when you got somebody that's able to connect the dots with the receipts, and to be connected to such a powerful agency, and to be even overt like yourself, you're dangerous. That's dangerous. That's very dangerous. So I understand that because of the nature of it. And sometimes you're not always that one that's out there, and people may not understand the importance of you being connected to these agencies, and you knowing what you know, and being able to connect the dots like you connect the dots. But it makes sense why you're targeted, because you're able to pull, these weeds out, you understand, and make sense of the whole thing. So I want you to, again, let us know something else about one of the other victories. I know Brother Abdul was telling us that's the second one you told us about, one of the victories, right?
Right. Yes, ma'am.
What else would you like, whether it's a victory or considered a victory or not, what else would you like us to know? And Brother Troy, you jump in as you see fit, but I had to say that part because every element of this is so important. And by having these broadcast family, the purpose of doing this, as we just mentioned, is not to rest on our laurels. But you know how when there's a game or something going on and you've scored 2 or 3 points, that's to encourage you to feel like, let me do this again. When you realize, hey, let's hit it even harder. That's how I want us to feel in this situation. And more importantly, that's what I want us to do. Yes? Go ahead, brother.
So another victory that we have that Troy mentioned is the passage of HB 297. House Bill 297, which was signed by the governor not too long ago. Wow. Maybe in August, Troy. Was it August that he signed it?
I can't remember the date, but it's signed. That's what
matters.
It's
signed.
Yes.
So
HB
now
297?
HB 297. And the way that we were at Troy and I and the other Black principals were at a Democratic Party convention fundraiser. And as I was walking through the room, I met a brother by the name of Willie Preston. I knew him already, but he was actually there. State Senator Willie Preston. And State Senator Willie Preston, when he saw me in the room, he said, brother, my daughter went to Lindblom. And, he said, brother, my daughter loves you, So he asked what he could do to help. And, we set up a meeting, of course. And I'm showing y'all just the connection. Yes. We set up a meeting where we met with him, and State Senator Willie Preston ended up carrying that bill that was passed by the governor that Troy mentioned earlier, that gave us bargaining rights. Okay. And then that bill opened the door for what all principals and assistant principals and administrators now have in Chicago public schools, which is due process rights, which we did not have. Which means what they did to me and what they did to us, they can never do again, because now every Chicago administrator has due process rights.
That's powerful. That's powerful. Everybody give yourself a round of applause in the chat.
Sister Vicki, what your listeners have to understand, it's always been bigger than Abdul Muhammad, right? Or bigger than Gerald Morrow, or bigger than Kimberly Gibson.
Yes.
When these injustices happen, it shows us what's wrong with the system, right?
Come on now.
And it gives us the opportunity to correct what's wrong, but it also gives us the opportunity to expose the corruption that benefits from what's wrong with the system. So all of that has happened in this fight. But now the Chicago public school officials no longer have the power to just railroad a principal like they have done for years. And I said this before, I'll say it again. In 2019, the Chicago Reader magazine wrote an article, and your viewers can Google it. It's called How to Get Rid of a CPS Principal.
Yes.
And they lay out step by step.
Wow.
Step by step. And everything that is in that article is what they did to me. They did it to Gerald Morrow. They did it to Kimberly Gibson. They did it to others So they already had the process and they used it on whoever they wanted.
Yes.
But when we stood up and fought, now that whole process of abusing school leaders has been shut down, and they can never do to another school leader what they did to us.
I know
so
that's
these
right.
are the victories
Yes.
that we have been blessed to achieve in this fight. Not victories for Abdul Muhammad or Gerald Morrow or Troy LaRaviere, but victories for every administrator.
It's beautiful.
Black, white, Asian, male, female, it doesn't matter. Everybody has benefited from this fight.
Everybody's benefited. I love it. I love it. I love it. And I'm so happy.
And let me say this, because I don't want people to think that the focus is the school administrator. The focus are the children.
Oh yeah.
But children need qualified, responsible, caring, loving adults to nurture them.
That's good.
And those people that are that way need to be protected.
Say that again. And those that are that
those
way,
people who nurture and love and care and give and protect children, they need to be protected.
And that's the reason why this entire fight is so important.
Absolutely.
I have a question for you,
Chicago.
Detroit. Go ahead.
Yeah, in Chicago, it was upside down in terms of who was protected and who wasn't.
Right.
In any institution, who's the most protected person in America?
Come on now.
Who's the most protected person in America?
Them folks, and they women in particular.
Right? The most protected person in America, got the most security around them, is the president. Right?
Yeah.
You got the Secret Service, you got they go into establishments before he gets there, weeks before he gets there, they do bomb sniffing checks. He's the most important person, not important.
They coordinate with state and local and military.
The most protected.
Yes, sir.
And in most societies, you protect the leader, because when you take out the leader, that can create this chaos, disorder, and a lack of an equilibrium, right?
Yes,
so
sir.
You always protect the leader. In Chicago public schools, the easiest person to take out was the school leader.
Got it.
And so then you can create all of this instability in a school just by taking out the leaders. And so if you're going after 9 black principals in 1 year, what did you really do?
Come on now.
You went after 9 black schools.
Come on.
You destabilized 9 black schools with strong black leaders, all by just going after one person, the leader.
The leader.
Because the leader in Chicago public schools was the least protected rather than the most protected, as you see in other aspects of society.
Got it.
What Brother Abdul has just broke down in terms of the rights we have is now that the leader is not the least protected anymore in Chicago public schools.
Right. Come on now.
Now the children that leader is responsible for now have a better chance of having a more stable educational experience. You can't just take out the leader.
Yes, that is so precious. And you know what? Sometimes that attention has to be temporarily off of them and on him in this type of fight, because this is not only in this situation protecting Brother Abdul, and as you all mentioned, it affects other black educators, and obviously that directly affects our babies, our children. To me, this serves also in some ways, even though we know them folks they can still be devilish, it can also serve as a deterrent and a warning to, you see what I'm saying? And this is another reason we need to fight. Sometimes people continue to do weird stuff because we let them get away with it, and we come to that with that little sweet little kind little pat on the back and just let it go, and just no, we cannot let it go. This is the reason why they're able to undo things the way that they're able to undo it. You understand? Because we let them get away with what some might consider to be the small things. I'm curious. I don't know how much you all may or may not be able to talk about it, but from your perspective, Brother Troy, because you were really inside of these agencies, are there other officials that you think need to be held accountable? Are there other individuals and other things that we need to be considering in the mix that may be directly or indirectly, whatever's permissible to say and to discuss? But I personally feel like I've been upset about some things. You all know I've been given Chicago leadership, the mayor, all kinds of problems, because I found out he was under investigation for some other stuff, some other things where there was clearly at least enough evidence to believe that there was some wrongdoing as it relates to some other things, not just related to this particular situation. But I'm just curious, are there other folks, other agencies, other bureaus, other city council folks that ought to be doing something that aren't?
So, yes, and in short, yes. You know, we talked to several folks in the state legislature. We actually went on a campaign. In addition to going on shows like your show,
yes, sir.
We did the rounds with politicians who are in the city council,
okay,
and the state legislature. And our push was to get them to hold hearings. And we were not able to get a commitment from anyone to hold hearings. We were able to get actually 2 who said they were interested, but when, you know, it came to pushing the button, they did not. One said, well, I don't know if we want to do a hearing on Black principals, but we could do a hearing on Black students in general and put the principals in there. So yeah, there needed to be more done. Our legislators were not willing to do it. And in terms of other things, I would just say that in terms of, you know, one of the things that we have to do in terms of our approach to CPS is to get them to reform how they investigate. Stay focused on what do we want out of this. So we want to make sure that they have policies where future investigations are grounded in the truth and due process, not predetermined outcomes.
Yes.
Right. We want to make sure that the law department's removal focused investigations, like to investigate their removal focused investigations, and that flawed methods to see if those flawed methods produce flawed outcomes like it did in the Abdul Muhammad case. We need to look at other cases that they've done using that same flawed process.
Got it.
So we need to do that. We need to investigate the extent to which there was coordination between the law department, the Office of Local School Council Relation, and the Office of Network Supports, and hold people accountable for the things they did, like Devin LaRosa, who was Abdul Muhammad's immediate supervisor. That's a trusted position.
Come on.
You're supposed to be mentoring me.
Yes.
You're going behind my back to try and prevent my local school council from hiring me.
Wow.
Right? Something needs to be done. That's unethical.
Wow.
People need to be suspended.
Yeah.
You know, can I just add?
Go ahead, please.
Can I just add, in that same vein that he's sharing about my immediate supervisor? So he was in communication with Kelly Tarrant before they even started my investigation. Exactly. So this how we know it was predetermined.
Wow.
So my investigation started on December 19th of 2022. LaRosa came to my school on November 18th because we had a meeting with the alderwoman at the school, and I invited him to that meeting. And on that same day, November 18th, 2022, he made a phone call to Kelly Tarrant and lied to her and said that I escorted a student from the school to a gas station like 3 or 4 blocks down to go get snacks. And when you read the actual, this is the insanity, Sister Vicki. This is insane. I'm not, like Troy said, I'm not making this up. This is actually in the report.
Yes,
they charged me. They charged me with taking a student to a gas station. And they know it's a lie because in 2 different places in the report, it says that the student left the school to go get snacks. But it was LaRosa, my immediate supervisor, a month before the investigation started, that called Kelly Tarrant and asked her if they could use this particular lie that he was forbidden against me. So this is real, right?
Yes,
These
sir.
people are really plotting and scheming to destroy Black leaders in schools, and they got to be held accountable.
They got to be held accountable. One of the reasons why I was asking specifically about city council folks, government officials, those that are supposed to be representing the people, because number one, your job represents a position that relates to the public, to the people. And obviously that would trigger the government, but here's the local government leaders. But the reason why I'm saying that, I'm gonna use this as an example, right? I'm not trying to unnecessarily conflate. When I don't know, maybe it was a couple years ago, almost, I learned about some of the activists in Chicago related to holding Mayor Brandon Johnson accountable for advocating for substantive things related to illegal migrants versus actually doing something substantive for, Black citizens that have been there a long time. They were so effective in attending some of the meetings. This is where I'm going with it. They were so effective in attending some of the meetings. They were filling the meetings to where Mayor Brandon Johnson and his folks suggested, y'all ready for this? For those of you that may not have heard me say this before, he and his folks suggested changing up the rules for Black citizens attending by making them get state and government issued IDs. Did y'all know that? That they had to sign up before they go to meetings so that they could be scanned before they get there. Until a third-party organization told his funny-looking self, "Sir, this may violate the law." So they pulled back those requirements and recommendations. And then we see other activists related to other issues outside of this, that now you see them confronting him up from the nosebleed seats. That was one of the proposals that was also initially made to keep them at a distance, because that's how effective they were. Now, I'm bringing that up to simply say, although that's a different issue from yours, I know that city council folks and that the mayor's office have been involved in silencing voices and keeping their distance, even if they're not directly involved in other stuff. They're supposed to work for us. And I want us to keep the pressure on some of the folks that's supposed to be a voice, because if they're not standing up for Brother Abdul and their positions that they have there, then that means that they're working against our babies. That's how I see it. That's Vicki Dillard talking. And this is me putting out a call to say more needs to be done. And this little tepidness with which they're moving is absolutely unacceptable. And I want my Chicago family to integrate this as a part of the issues, because those other issues are dominating national news. Why? Because we in the Black grassroots made it an issue. And I want to make this an issue as well. Now, I want to ask you all some other questions. Jump in at any time. Everybody, as you come in, be sure to hit that thumbs up button and share. Thank you so much for tuning in, family. We have our beautiful guest on today. We want you, family, as a call of action, no matter when you're coming in, to go to the website, justiceforabdulmuhammad.com, justiceforabdulmuhammad.com. That link is pinned. So when you come in, you'll see the link in the comment. It's already pinned. I want you to click that button. It takes you 30 seconds because the letter is already written, y'all. All you got to do is scroll down to the website and click send. We want you and your whole family. Go ahead.
Go to the take action section, brothers and sisters. Take action. And it says send letter to the Board of Education. All you have to do is click that blue link. The letter's going to open up and you just click send it. It takes you less than 30 seconds to send that letter. We got to keep the pressure on. So we're asking everybody to send a letter. You just now joined in the chat. Yes. We've already talked about 4 victories that have come as a result of this fight. And we're going to keep fighting. Tell them again, Brother Abdul. Say it again. We have the victory of Kelly Tarrant, the head investigator who investigated 10 Black principals. She's been removed, and now she's suing CPS. Yes. We have the victory of Cammie Pratt, who is also doing bogus investigations against principals. She's being removed, and she's suing CPS. We have the HB 297, which is House Bill 297, which was signed by Governor Pritzker, that gave principals bargaining rights. And we have the fact that every principal in Chicago public schools, principal and assistant principal, every administrator now has due process rights, and they can never do to any principal, male, female, Black, white, it doesn't matter. They can never do to any principal what they did to me and what they did to us. These are the victories that have come as a result of your support.
Yes, sir, indeed. Somebody give yourself a hand clap right there. I want you to celebrate all of these victories, families, as an encouragement to continue to go on. That's why I want to talk about this. I want us to continue to keep the pressure on, because we're changing the lives for our babies, our seed, yes, and the institutions that have everything to do with suppressing them, yes. And we want to honor these gentlemen that's right here, that's been standing on the front lines and doing the work on behalf of our children for decades, family. We want to make sure that we support them, yes. Now, let me tell you something. Brother Troy, you can get ready to jump in at any time. Before you do, there are so many different moving parts, and Chicago is such an instrumental city, isn't it? We're not only talking about the place of what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, many of the mighty works of the Nation of Islam has been doing and is known for all the way back from Dope Busters, and not only there, but throughout. Also, we know about the Reverend Jesse Jackson, right? Also, we know about the Democratic Party, former President Barack Obama. We know there's a lot of political folks that I agree and certainly disagree. I'm not going to do all my hollering and screaming while y'all on. I'm trying to act right with the guests today, y'all. But there's this is a very significant place. We know that the current Pope, right, is out of that area. Am I right about that?
No,
Pope Leo. Watch this. Now, I know y'all like Vicki, we're dealing with Mayor Brandon Johnson, the illegal stuff that's going on there, the shady mess that he's been doing separate from that. Do y'all know who this is? Can y'all see this picture? Somebody in the chat, tell me who this is. Can somebody in the chat, does anybody in the chat recognize who this is? Because I've talked about him many times before. Tell me if somebody in the chat recognize who he is. Raymond said that they've done it. They've gone on there to do the email. Y'all keep doing it. While y'all are doing that, while y'all are actively clicking that link, even while we're on and after, do it now. You ain't going to miss a beat because this video is going to be uploaded. Can somebody tell me who this is? Somebody say, okay, T, you getting close. Who is this? Brother Warren, you got it right. John Graham Berg. Y'all might be like, who in the hell is that, Vicki? John Graham Berg, y'all, was an American police detective and commander in Chicago Police Department. Are y'all listening to me? What about this man, Vicki? He was found guilty of lying about directly participating in or implicitly approving the torture of at least 118 people in police custody in order to force false confessions. He ended up doing some prison time, though, not on the crimes he actually committed related to torture for decades. This man also had a military background. Do you all know that some of the victims, after many, many years in Chicago, was unfortunately and illegally locked up and tortured with those cow things, those electric cow things that they did, all kind of stuff that we hear that's happening. We say terrorists across the waters. They were doing that in Chicago, disappearing folks for many years, and that the local government there had to literally pay reparations to some of our Black family in Chicago while they were torturing disproportionately Black men in prison. Now, Brother Abdul, didn't you say that there was some gangbanging and all kind of stuff like that going on, but with your presence and with the work that you've been doing over the decades, you have a history, a record of changing stuff, and you're the one they decided to get out of there? Am I right about that, sir?
You're 100% correct. So when I was at Nancy B. Jefferson, which is a school that's inside the juvenile detention center, there's every gang there: GDs, BDs, Vice Lords, Four Corner Hustlers, Moes, Latin Kings, Black Souls, EBKs. And an EBK is an everybody killer. That means they killing all the other gangs, right? And they were never able to put them together in the same space until I got there, and I started, building relationships with those young brothers that were locked up. I'm in the school that's inside of the jail.
Come on.
And it's 85% Black boys in this school. And when I got to the school, I started to build relationships with these Black brothers. And rather than sitting in class talking about gang banging and running the block and who they gonna shoot and cracking cards, these young brothers were in class talking about graduation. Like Troy said, the graduation rate went up. We structured the school day where they could earn more credits while they were locked up. Since they earned more credits, they were able to graduate faster.
Come on now.
And Sister Vicki, I walked in a classroom one day at Nancy B. Jefferson. In Chicago, they call it the Oddie Homes. I walked in a classroom, and when I walked in, again, it's 85% Black boys.
Yes, sir.
The brothers were in the class saying how much they're looking forward to graduating. They're talking about graduation in the jail school.
Listen.
And it's a young brother sitting by the door it's his first day. Like, I don't really know him. So I talked to the brothers, we talk about graduation. And as I leave out, the brother pulls me to the side and says, Mr. Muhammad, do you think I'll be able to graduate?
Oh my goodness.
Now this brother was Sister Vicki. That's how much we changed the narrative and the conversation. Now this brother had never been to school since 8th grade.
I got chills.
And he's 17 years old and he's locked up. But because we changed the climate.
Come on now.
This brother who had never been to high school in his life, the first thing that came out of his mouth when he talked to me was, Mr. Muhammad, do you think I'll be able to graduate? And you know, I couldn't lie to the brother. I said, brother, if you do what we tell you to do, you will be able to graduate just like them. So now it was at Nancy B. Jefferson with all of these various gangs and activities going on that I was blessed to bring the stage play Hamilton.
Yes.
The Broadway stage play that has only left the stage twice in its history.
Come on, sir.
Once when they took Hamilton to the White House with Michelle and Barack Obama.
You better talk
and
your
the
talk.
other time it left the stage is when I invited them
And
to
do
do
what?
the play.
Wait a minute, you going too fast. When you did what?
When I reached out to the producer of Hamilton.
Yeah.
And when I reached out to the producer of Hamilton, I sent her an email. I said, my students are incarcerated.
Come on now.
They can't leave and go see the play like the other Chicago public school students.
Come on.
Will you bring the play to Nancy B. Jefferson?
Come on, sir.
And I worked with that producer for 2 years. It wasn't like, oh, the next day they brought the play. No, I worked with that producer for 2 years.
Wow.
And at the end of that 2 years, we brought the play Hamilton, which is one of the greatest stage plays in the history of stage plays, to the residents, that the people that don't nobody care about, the people that's locked up and thrown away. We brought the play to the brothers and sisters at Nancy B. Jefferson. And when I was there, because they invited me of course, I brought it there. So I'm at the ceremony or at the play. And the producer says to me, Mr. Muhammad, the play has only left the stage twice. Once when we brought it to the White House for Michelle and Barack Obama. And the other time is when we brought it here for the students at Nancy B. Jefferson.
Wow.
Now, you would think, Sister Vicki, that somebody doing that level of work for Black children would be appreciated and loved by Chicago public schools.
Right.
Now, Sister Vicki, I need your viewers to understand that since 2016, I go to Nancy B. Jefferson multiple times a year and have been doing that since 2016.
Wow.
So it's not like, oh, I was there just when I worked there and I've never been back. I've been back every year since I left, multiple times in the year.
I'm looking forward to
Troy came with me. I invited you. You got to come when you come to Chicago.
I
am. So Troy came with me one of the times that we went, because we go every year in December to give food and gifts to all the residents that are incarcerated. So Troy, from a different vantage point, he could tell you about that experience that we had with those young people that were incarcerated.
Yes, that's beautiful. Brother Troy, go ahead and talk to us. I want to say this as you get ready to jump in. Everybody hit that thumbs up button. You're tuned into the Vicki Show, my personal channel right here at VickiDillard.tv. I'm so pleased that you're with us today. Family, I want you to know that I've got a couple of new academies I've got coming up. So I want you to stay tuned for that. If you're watching me on YouTube, look at the community page. You will see a few posts that I did on my upcoming schools. I have a 60-day school for just men only, where I'm going to be teaching you the spiritual secrets that the divine has given me to share with you. Y'all know I don't even talk like that, but you know I'm a spiritual vessel. So when I'm giving something to share, I'm going to share in a 60-day course, brothers, about some of the secret principles of providing and protecting. Our symbol, beloved, is the money truck, baby. That tells you everything you need to know there. You're going to get the edge versus being a part of these little manospheres and over there in corners complaining about women, which is new. I'm 46, about to be 47. I'm from Mississippi. Men didn't get corners like that to talk about women like on a daily basis, and then just, you know, lean on each other's testosterone and muscles for support and stuff. Men didn't used to do that. Baby, you're going to get the sacred secrets. It's your vibration. That's all. For my women, I've got a 90-day course called Isis Goddess Mystery Temple. We're going to talk about how we use our sacred goddess energies. My sister put the link in the chat here, Treasures of Darkness. That's what it's called for my men, Treasures of Darkness. It's going to be out of this world. It's going to be spiritually based, so your life will never be the same. It's about an energetic vibration. I'm not there to teach you no stock points, stock tips. I don't do that. And I don't even know nothing about that like that. But for my women, we're going to talk about how we use our divine feminine principles to manifest destiny, to bless our world and the world. Yes. Now, on top of that, I want you to make sure that you support our dear brother, that you support our dear brother, and that you go to his website, justiceforabdulmuhammad.com, justiceforabdulmuhammad.com, and sign the petition that's already ready for you. It takes 30 seconds. All you need to do is go to the website, scroll down to where, Brother Abdul?
Scroll down to the Take Action section. In that Take Action section, you just click the link to send the email to the Board of Education. Takes you less than 30 seconds. You don't have to write an email. All you have to do is click the link and click send. It takes literally less than 30 seconds.
Literally less than 30 seconds. And family, when you do that, do a favor for me. When you're doing it, watching the broadcast, do it while if you can. While you're watching the broadcast, do it now. And then be sure to tell your family, your friends, your loved ones, your spiritual circles, anybody else to join in. It's making a difference. If you're just coming in, you might not have heard Brother Troy tell us that in the lawsuit of some of the very people that are complicit in our brother Abdul being targeted, they're now suing some of the very people that came against him. They're now suing him. The people that was investigating Brother Abdul, now they fighting the people. Y'all, do y'all understand how deep this is? In one of their complaints, she acknowledges that this thing has come to a head because of folks like you. Do y'all understand it? What did she say, Brother Troy? Tell us again, Brother Troy.
She said that the law department moved from a policy of removing principals to a policy of remediating principals because of the pressure that was put on by our campaign against her.
Somebody put pressure in the chat. Can somebody put the pressure? We believe in pressure and gas. Pressure and just gas, and more pressure and more gas. So we're just getting started. Do you all understand that? Somebody said they squabbling now. That's right. They squabbling now. And we want it to continue to go. And we want this to go further because we want to not only send a major message, we want to change the trajectory of the destiny of our babies and our children. One of the reasons why I was showing you all this picture of John Byrd, the former detective. And I'm gonna show you his funny. I know this. I should give a warning because this is a type of violence. Just looking at this picture is a type of violence in and of itself. But he's gone on now to wherever he's going to. This is the guy here, and I'm bringing him up to tell you all the seriousness of the corruption. And there's a spiritual energy. Chicago is significant. Because there is an actual, and I'm getting this is the spiritual Vicki talking right now. There's a force that's there. That's the reason why there are so many major political things that happen there. A lot of things related to violence, education. That's the reason why that is always a target for all kind of governmental folks. Whenever there's something politically happening nationally, they like to target Chicago and stuff. The reason why I showed you John Berg's picture, I want to say this one more time. He was a police detective and the commander in the Chicago Police Department. He was found guilty of lying about participating in or explicitly approving the torture of at least 118 people in police custody that was for disproportionately Black folks for false confessions, y'all. I wanted to tell you a little bit about this really quick. He was a United States Army veteran. By the way, yes, happy Veterans Day to our Black veterans in particular, family. Even though we know that America is a corrupt government and all this other kind of stuff, some of our people actually meant well. All of America is a horrible and terrible, but we want you all to know that some of our, especially my family member and loved ones, some of them didn't, they when they signed up, they were doing it with the hopes, of course, some that all of our people, number one, we followed every war, didn't we? So some of them actually was fighting with the hope that they would actually be free. And that it would be upward mobility for their families is the reason why some of our folks did what they did. Some of them, for a number of different reasons, obviously did it, family. But I want you all to know there's a spiritual element to that. So I just wanted to say that quickly. But let me say this. John Byrd, he was a U.S. Army veteran who served in Asia during Vietnam War. When he returned to the south side of Chicago, he began a career as a police officer, ending it as a commander. Following the shooting of several Chicago law enforcement officers in 1982, the police obtained confessions that contributed to convictions of people. They said 2 people, but it was more than that. One filed a civil suit in 1989 against Berg and other officers in the city for police torture and cover-up. Berg was acquitted in 1989 because of a hung jury. He was suspended from Chicago Police Department in 1991 and fired in 1993. In 2002, a 4-year review revealed numerous indictable crimes and other improprieties, but no indictments were made against Berg or his officers as the statute of limitations for the crimes had expired. So in 2003, Governor George Ryan pardoned 4 of Berg's victims who were on death row and whose convictions were based on coerced confessions, coerced confessions. In 2008, Patrick Fitzgerald, the United States Attorney for Northern Illinois, charged Byrd, are y'all listening, with obstruction of justice and perjury. That's what I mean when I say he ended up doing time off a technicality, not off his actual torturous crimes. In relation to testimony in a 2003 civil suit against him for damages for alleged torture. He was convicted on all counts on June 28, 2010, and sentenced to 4.5 years in a federal prison in January 2021. January 21st, 2011. He was released on October 3rd, 2014, and I think he died sometime after that. Now, I'm bringing that up because this is the energetic. These are the things that's happening in Chicago. And our brother Abdul, a principal for decades, loving and nurturing and teaching Black babies, healing them, keeping them off the streets, and moving them in a different trajectory. And this is who they come after. Somebody say, not on our watch. Somebody say, not on our watch. So what can we do about it again, family? The link that's pinned in the chat, which is his website, justiceforabdulmuhammad.com. We want you to scroll down on that website to take action. It's already ready to go. All you need to do is literally click a button, 30 seconds. We want you to tell everybody you know to do the same and tell them to do it immediately. Why? Because as our brother just told us, all kind of lawsuits are being filed. All kind of folks are either leaving, being fired, getting in trouble.
Absolutely.
All directly connected or interconnected.
That's right.
Our dear brother. So we are making a difference, family. Go ahead.
Jump in, Sister Vicki, real quick. I want Troy to come back to his point about the detention center. But I just want to say this real quick because somebody in the chat asked about whether or not we filed a lawsuit. So we did file a lawsuit. Our lawsuit was filed. We did the EEOC in 2023. We got the right to sue in 2024. We filed our lawsuit in 2024. So we're just really waiting on the judge to move forward. We're at the actual last stage of the lawsuit. All the back and forth, all of that has been done. So we definitely have filed that lawsuit. So I just wanted the viewers to know that has been done. And last thing, that the majority of the people that we named in the lawsuit, you can Google the lawsuit, Abdul Muhammad versus Chicago Public Schools.
Yes.
The majority of the people that we named in the lawsuit no longer work for Chicago Public Schools. So we're talking about that divine justice that you mentioned earlier, Sister Vicki, that your viewers are talking about in the chat. But I wanted to give Brother Troy an opportunity just from his vantage point of going into the juvenile detention center with me when we went in there to feed the young people, share brotherhood and sisterhood with them and give them gifts, just so you could see from his vantage point that kind of work that we were doing.
Love it. Yes, please do, Brother Troy. Yeah,
I noticed he said the kind of work that we were doing. I want to emphasize that at the heart of the whole experience was Abdul Muhammad. All right, this was his work. He got a lot of people to help him with it, but this was his work.
Yes, sir.
He not only got local celebrities to come and speak to the incarcerated young people.
Yes.
He not only got local politicians to come and speak to them.
Come on.
Also got formerly incarcerated brothers to come and speak to them. Not only did he do that, he had Christmas gifts that they could have or use to give to their family.
Come on.
Not only did he have that, had a fully catered, amazing meal for them to eat outside of the food that they normally get. He directed the whole program from beginning to end. That's the level of, and the crazy part is that, you know, he used to be assistant principal at the school, right? It's a school inside of a prison. And the kids who were there when he was there are gone. So a lot of people be like, you know, I have no commitment to this institution because all the people who were there when I was there are gone. I don't know these folk. But he went beyond that limitation.
Come on.
And said, no, I've seen what this is like. You know, and I know whoever's in here, they need programs, they need hope, they need brothers and sisters to come in and speak to them, give them some kind of sense of what life outside of this can be like outside of the circumstances.
Come on.
Current circumstances could be like.
Come on.
So that speaks to the character of Abdul Muhammad. And I can actually take that back to our original conversation about his removal, right? Because all of this work has happened because of a campaign that he and I and the other two principals went on to bring all the injustice to light.
Yes.
Now, I've been the president of the Principals Association for 9 years. Now, you would think I would have had a campaign like that beforehand, but it wasn't until Abdul Muhammad's case came up that I was able to do that. Why is that? Because every single time a principal was removed prior to that, that principal wanted to go quietly. I can't go on a campaign for you. You're not willing to go on a campaign for yourself.
Then wait a minute now. Let me hit rate, Brother Troy. You got to slow down now. I got to hit the gavel on that. The Vicki Show is a home of the hand claps and the gavel raps. What you say? What did you?
And often they wanted to go quietly because they didn't want. I remember one in particular was like, you do a Google search on my name, and this only comes up, this investigation only comes up once, and it's not. I don't want people, when they search for my name, for this to come up.
Wow.
They were afraid. They wanted to be able to go quietly so they can find a life somewhere, interview for a job somewhere, and this not come up.
Wow.
Even if they were innocent.
Wow.
They didn't want to be associated with the accusation.
Wow.
It wasn't until Abdul Muhammad that I found someone courageous enough to say, let's go, brother.
Wow.
Let's do it.
Wow.
So we engaged in this campaign. And another thing, the nature of the campaign, the way we conceived of it, is not to defend Abdul Muhammad, not to go on the defense of Abdul Muhammad, but to go on an offense against the people who accuse and falsely accuse Mr. Muhammad. So the teacher who stole money, but then falsely accused made all these false accusations, we gonna let the world know you stole that money.
See that's you look, you taking you see this dollar sign on my nose. I was gonna ask you about that. So please, some of our people don't know how deep this goes, brother.
The teacher who failed to report sexual assault, but then tried to blame Mr. Muhammad for, we gonna let the world know you failed to report sexual assault.
Come on.
Same for the clerk.
Yes.
The investigator who conducted the flawed investigation.
Yes.
If you look up Kelly Terrence's name right now on the internet, the video we got of her gonna come up. Now that's associated with her. We gonna put your name on your deeds.
Come on now.
Now you tell a lie about me, I'm gonna tell the truth about you. And so, but I wasn't able to do that before Abdul Muhammad. Again, his character, he was the first principal who was willing to go on that campaign and put his name on it. Yeah. And because of him, we then got Gerald Murrow to join us, and then we got Kimberly Gibson to join us. So we had a 3-person campaign, but it all started with Abdul Muhammad. That's the character of that man.
I love how you just did that. For those, I've had a few comments that said that they've been trying to click on it's not working. Family, just use another device. Click off, try another browse, and try again. I don't know if you want to jump in or any suggestions with that, but y'all probably just need to try again, family. Make sure the internet is good, but everything else has been going along well for most of the people that have been sending it. But I have seen it.
So I'm in here right now and I'm looking at it. So just refresh your browser because it just popped up for me.
Okay.
Refresh your browser or do it from your phone, and then you should be able to send that link. You have to have your email attached to your phone. If your email is not linked with your phone, then it won't open up in that email server.
Okay. So family,
just check that, brothers and sisters. Just make sure you check that.
Check that. And family, we're not going to give up. Family, let's not act like that we the ones that's out there really like that on the front line now. And don't act like that you having to persist for 2 minutes extra. It's some warfare work. Now the truth now.
Come on, that's right.
You can't be sitting up here talking about our children is the next generation, who gonna do what, and you can't even, come on now. We can't struggle to get a letter that's already done, that you just clicking on and scrolling down, and a little warfare. No, we're gonna make sure that that's more than important enough for us to remember to do, to follow up on. Talk back to me, somebody. I don't care if you need to pull over on the way home to Starbucks, little strong internet. Do what you got to do. Let's make this happen. Somebody say this is a simple thing. Somebody say this is a simple thing. I can take this. I can do this. I'm not going to be acting like going back to my Dr. King and Honorable Elijah Muhammad and Minister Farrakhan. Now, listen, I can't. Come on now. Scroll down and figure it out. Y'all black to me. My sister Sharifa said, teach. Y'all know I got to get out the Vicki zone. I don't know how to simplest thing. We're talking about warfare, and this ain't even no warfare for real, for real. Go ahead, Brother Troy. Were you finna say something else, dear brother? Okay.
I had made the point.
You made the point. Yes,
you Muhammad's character.
Indeed, you have. And family, I want to say this. This is so important, and that's the difference, like he said, between him and the others. And I resonate a whole lot with that type of stuff where people don't want certain things attached and you want to go back to your safe life. I was on a spiritual channel sometime not too long ago, and my brother was saying something to me. He's so precious, Brother Rich. He said something along the lines of, what did he say? He said something about men, in certain, relationships, there being a protective thing. And I agree with him about the importance of relationships, strong relationships, marriages, partnerships, right? But one of the things I said is some of the brothers that be always talking about protection. I said, what you need to be protected from? To pay your rent? Because your life is not that remarkable. We ain't even gonna remember your name. You're not even doing nothing strong enough in life for you to be talking about all this protection that you need. And why am I bringing that up? I hope y'all can understand where I'm going with this. We got to stop playing like we really impacting stuff for real, for real. Some folks just want things to be safe. They just want to make sure that their rent is paid. They get that little social security, that this, that, and that. Family, that's cute for a couple of three of y'all. But for real, some of you got to be willing. This is one of the points that I was making. Not the whole community, but we need enough folks that's willing to be the sacrifice themselves. You can tell me everything about the Rothschilds. You can tell me everything about shadow governments and about people that you say are engaged in wicked ceremonies and rituals. But why don't you be the sacrifice for the whole? It doesn't require everybody, but we need somebody to be willing to go all the way. I am not interested in everybody connecting with me that's just trying to have a safe life. You are not training for warfare. No soldier is signing up for a military. No soldier is going through basic training without the understanding that they might try to shoot at you. Who does that? Right. You might get a ding or a scratch or something. I don't want to be dealing with no bunch of weak people. You better gird your loins on this Veterans Day. Some of you say, well, Vicki, I went through this in life. I sacrificed this. I paid for this. I got this degree. I did this much time on this job. Let me tell you something. There is a government you can see, and then there's a government you can't see. There's an army you see, a military you see, and then there's one that you don't. But one thing that's common between both is that sometimes there is a class of soldiers that are known as those that volunteered and involuntary. There's a such thing as a draft or being conscripted into a battle. And perhaps all the stuff that you've accomplished in your life, perhaps all of the circumstances and situations that you went through, how do you know that the divine hasn't called you for such a time as this to use those skills, those experiences for this moment? And some of you may not like it, but it doesn't mean that you're not necessarily called for this moment. You are more than what meets the eye. And I'm saying to some of you, we need this kind of leadership and character to be willing to get dirty a little bit for the sake of the whole. I'm not interested in everybody being comfortable and safe. That's not how revolution and real change happens. And that's the reason why we always got to go way back to the future to find a handful of strong men and women, because too many of us in the contemporary times are unwilling to do what needs to be done. Talk black to me, somebody. So shout out to Brother Abdul. Shout out to Brother Troy for having his back. And shout out to those of you that's willing to go to justiceforabdul.com. Did I say it right? Justiceforabdul.com.
Justice for Abdul Muhammad.
Muhammad.com. Justice for Abdul Muhammad. Justice for Abdul Muhammad.com. The link is pinned there. I said it wrong, but the link is pinned there.
Right.
Scroll down to take action. Do what needs to be done. And more importantly, I want, especially if you're in that area, I want y'all to press in and see what else you can do more practically. I want you all to connect to see other things that you can continue to do to shine the light on this and to hold them folks accountable. Perhaps, I don't know, I'm just saying something as a suggestion. Maybe maybe you got to connect with the local council person to where you can individually put pressure on them to say, where's this hearing at? I saw a show in the broadcast with this brother by the name of Abdul Muhammad. He's been an educator for many decades. He's blessing our babies, helping our blessings. He was on there with this man named Brother Troy, and he was with a previous week to this particular agency. I heard about some lawsuits and stuff going on. Are you involved in that? What can you do to make sure that this gets a hearing, sir? When you watch a weather woman or a weatherman tell you the temperature, what the weather's going to be for the day, you don't call down to the station to say, well, you said that it's a 70% chance for rain. What should I do? Should I get my babies up early? Should I put on my rain jacket? You wouldn't do that, would you? Similarly, the information we're giving you is for you to take it in and to assess your own situation to see what you can do about it practically. Are you listening? And if you got a sincere heart, meditate on that thing, pray on it. I can assure you that the divine will give you some action, no matter how big or small you think it is, to assist in this situation. Yes, I see a lot of people giving hand claps and hearts. Talk black to me, somebody. This is how we get down. And in the meantime, the least you could do is do this petition. Right. justiceforabdulmuhammad.com. The least you can do is share this link in this broadcast. The least you can do is talk about this to other people. Yes? We're getting ready to get out of here, family. Again, if you're tuned in, thank you so much for tuning in. Family, you all know I'm also on the African Diaspora News channel where I do national and international commentary there. Family, we also have an app, not just on YouTube, but they also have our own app, family. Also, I'm going to be talking to you all about some other upcoming things I've got going on. Some of you already know I have 2 academies for 60-day men only, where I'm teaching you about spiritual principles on providing and protecting for your household. A 90-day women's only for my women called Isis Goddess Mystery Temple. Go to my website, VickiPlanet.com, for more information. It's a little bit more of a higher end school, but we also have payment plans at the checkout. So make sure that you check that out. Yes, I see y'all putting the fire emojis on here. Talk black to me, somebody. In the meantime, family, I want Brother Abdul and Brother Troy to give us anything else you want us to know and do, and give us your closing words, please.
So, Sister Vicki, once again, I have to thank your viewers, your listeners, for the years of support, for helping us to continue to put pressure on the corrupt Chicago public school officials. And now that pressure that we've been putting on is paying off. Yes. And the changes that we're looking for are slowly but surely taking place. So I'm definitely grateful to you, first and foremost, for having me on and always allowing this to be a part of your show. So I have to be thankful for that, and definitely thankful to your viewers, because your viewers are active, they're engaged. And just like Sister Vicki said, the letter is the least thing you can do. There's other things you can do. You can reach out to the Congress people. You can reach out to the altar people. You can do all of these things. The letter is quick and simple. That's something that everybody can do. We can send it to friends and family, but there are other things that we can do. We sat down with the Black politicians and we didn't get the kind of support that we deserve in this fight.
That's right.
If you want to help us to put pressure on them, absolutely. So but I'm definitely just wanting to thank everybody for the support that you've given us over the years, Sister Vicki.
Well, first of all, it's my privilege. And this is where it gets down to, we don't just talk. I do a lot of behind the scenes work. I also have done so many things for many, many years. I was raised that way in a family that actually did the work, for going into nursing homes to I used to see my mother. We were even big enough to go into the city local police station. She would take some of the food and she would check them. Back in the days, that's when you could actually bring food down to the jails and stuff and put them in boxes, and the police would go through it. And I remember being too small to go up with her. They would make me stay downstairs, and I would wonder why was the police going through this package that my mother had put together for this other man to make sure that he had something behind bars. This was what was manifested before me. So when I started my own program called Jailhouse Rock Academy many years ago, I used to go into prisons and to teach into prisons and stuff like that. That was what I did, and paid money to get trained before I was actually trained by the state and before my program was approved. I had my own clothing thing. I had my own food thing. I was always giving money and resources. I wasn't even had a whole lot of money, but I'm responsible for putting sending scholarship money to a whole lot of HBCU students many years ago and in the recent years as well. These are things that were my examples in front of me in very, very practical ways. So when you say there are things that you can do, my mother, folks always knew who my mother was. And let me tell you something, she was always making sure that there was a program going on. She would cook with something. Sometimes my teacher would make her come talk to do something. It's not about whether or not she knew this, that, and the third about the topics and the subject. Sometimes even your parental presence is a deterrent to some things. Y'all ain't hearing me today. When people see that mama, dad and them, auntie and them, sometimes some of my siblings and I, when there was PTA meetings, because at the time, the way the school was set up, sometimes the elementary school was over here in this location, the middle school was over here in this location, the junior high was over here, brother Abdul, and then the high school was in a totally different location, and there was no way she was going to be able to get to all the PTA meetings because all of our PTA meetings was all on the same time. Guess who went to the other ones? My granddaddy. Mm-hmm. Guess who hit up you understand? So I'm saying, figure out where you can get in, family. If you feel like you don't know something, what did my folks do? They didn't just leave it up to the teachers. You don't have to know everything. You can take your babies on the weekend to a museum and then say, after that, we're going to go eat pizza. Tell me what you thought about what you saw. You can get the Final Call newspaper. Absolutely. Have somebody over to your house, have them read an article. Don't tell them something right or wrong. Just tell them to read the article. Tell them to give you some feedback on it, and then have some Subway sandwiches or something. My grandmother used to make us sit down and write in cursive at the table while she would sit there and shell peas. I don't know, y'all. I'm from the South. I'm a deep South girl. I don't know about y'all. There are always creative things that you can do that will aid and assist in the well-being of your babies. So take the information that we're giving you and get in where you fit in. Yes? Thank you all so very much. Brother Troy, what would you like to say as we close out?
Oh, just echoing Brother Muhammad and thanking you for supporting him. Thank your listeners for supporting him. Thanks to those who have clicked that link to send the letter. I also want to say, you may have sent the letter before and think you don't want to send another one, like from the last time we were on the show. But there's a whole different Board of Education in place right now. So if you click last time, click again.
Okay, good to know.
The new Board of Education. That's all I've got. Thank you so much.
Thank you for saying that's very, very, very. Now, is that a good thing, Brother Troy, that there's a new board in place?
Yes, it is a good thing. I know there's at least one member of the board who has specifically mentioned what happens to Black principals and is really interested in doing something about it. So having all of you email him and his colleagues, and then the Principals Association following all of that up, part of a wave that actually gets something started.
Before we go, this is something someone said. Mayor Johnson is not free at all. He refuses to open his mouth on this case, though he is well aware. I agree with that 1,000%. I mentioned him earlier. This is us talking, but let me say this too. My research on Mayor Johnson, I thought he was a former educator. Am I right or wrong about that?
No, you're correct.
But family, I'm giving us this assignment then. How he gonna just be mayor twitching up? Lord, Vicki, get off of this before I go to cussing this man out from these good people on the show. I don't want to. Family, I mean, hint. How you gonna be family? Y'all got work to do. We got work to do. Remember, there are different types of soldiers. So if you see me doing what I do, don't expect the one soldier you see doing their particular duties to do all the stuff. There's some other stuff that you can do. Why you sitting here laughing, Lotus? Talk black to me. She with them Buckeye emojis. Talk black to me. Somebody call him Mayor Grumpy. Y'all know I'm forgetting the Vicki zone. But we're going to keep the pressure on before he come up on another investigation. I just did a broadcast on African Diaspora News Channel showing how he had to return hundreds of thousands of dollars that his campaign wasn't even supposed to be having. And he just did some other stuff. We're going to have to throw all this in, ball all this up as another infraction that the Black grassroots, the Black court of public opinions is convicted his funny looking self on. Talk black to me, somebody put a hammer in the chat. One more thing before we get out of here. I agree with this comment. He's pacifying us with all that fake black talk. And God knows it's fake and more fake. That's me talking. Family, you got your work to do. Let's keep the pressure on his funny looking self. Family, we want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Be sure to hit that thumbs up button, share. We love you all so much. They just giving y'all all kinds of love, Brother Abdul and Brother Troy. The comments are coming in with the gavels and the fire and the hammer and the 100% and so many more. We're so grateful like this because you all are actually doing the work on the ground, and the stuff that we talk about, you assist in manifesting the very things that we address. And so, of course, whenever we can have you on, we would love to do that, but we want to continue to spread this. Somebody just rang and said, look, she said, sin again, baby. I know that's right. I'm glad he said sin again. I'm glad he said that because to be honest, I didn't realize that we should well, she turned around and sin it again too. So that was a good point that he made. Thank you so much, family. We love you so much. It's a privilege. It's a privilege, beloved. Be sure to go to my website too, familyvickiplanet.com. Y'all know my new schools are coming, my special academies. I still got my monthly low-cost academies. Your life will never be the same, family. I got some other stuff that I can't talk about right now that's happening. We're going to be expanding my voice using alternative methods. My team is working on that right now. So you're going to hear a lot more about that the first quarter of 2026. We are just getting started. Yes. Thank you so much. We love you so much. I bow to you. You are my bliss.
Thank you, Sister Vicki. We love you too.
Thank you so much.